My name is John H. Ross. I was born in 1918. Day after tomorrow, I'm 93 years old. I was born in Coleman, Oklahoma, which is the poorest place in the world. My dad died when I was 8 years old in 1926. And it was during the Depression, and it was also during just before the Dust Bowl era. People didn't have money. They didn't have anything. I started riding freight trains around the country trying to get work, which I did. I'd get work with farmers. And they'd let me eat at the house, and I'd sleep in the barn. And I made a lot of friends. I worked on the King's Ranch and all over. I'd get off those freight trains and go out in the field, talk to the farmers, you know. And they always treated me because I was just a kid, you know. Pearl Harbor came along. I was working for Halliburton up in Illinois. And I wanted to fly that airplane. I got a job at the Spartan Aircraft Company as a welder. While I was doing that, some second lieutenant come flying in there in that P-38. It was still experimental. And Lord, I thought he got out of that thing with a scarf around his neck and the dark glasses on. I said, man, that's for me. I went down to the cadet board and took an examination, and I couldn't even read it, let alone pass it, you know. So we went to San Francisco. And I got a job as a steel worker out there in the shipyards. They were flying shore patrol off of Mills Field there in San Francisco with those P-38s. They were up there dogfighting and everything on top of me. I couldn't tie steel for watching them, you know. And finally I said, I'm gonna fly that thing. So I went down to the high school, and I got a hold of the superintendent, and I told him what my story was. I didn't have education and I couldn't pass that examination, you know. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, I was tying steel out there in that shipyard. He said, can you come down here at night? And I said, yeah. He said, well, you come down here and I'll teach you what you need to know to get in there. First night down there, he looked at me and he said, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not going to repeat anything. When I tell you a vector's a vector and what it does, you better remember it, because I'm not telling you the second time. And he taught me formulas, radius of action and all that stuff, you know, physics, just what I had to have to pass that examination. Out of 135 possible score, I made 125 on it. And after I got in, I was upper 10% of the cat. I was a natural. That was the thing that I was, the big thing that I could do. It was just natural to fly. At that time, they'd given those, they called them a 322, that P-38 experimental. They'd give it to Britain, and Britain wouldn't fly it. It had so many bugs in it. Everything was manual. There wasn't nothing automatic. All the shutters, everything. The props wasn't even synchronized or nothing, you know. When I was still over there at Visalia, they brought a captain down there. Talk about propaganda. That captain come down there, and he had metal sunk plumb down to there, asking for volunteers to fly that thing. And he told us, he says, no airplane can catch it, and ACAC can't reach it. And I thought that might be a pretty good deal. At Will Rogers Field, they brought in 15 new P-38s, and they assigned each one of us one of them. And they said, get all the time, night flying and everything else you can get on this thing, because we got to get you to combat. One morning they came in there and they said, they gave us an envelope, and they said, you get out to the airport. And we got on an airplane, and they said, don't open this for 6 hours. And we found out then we was going to England. I became the operations officer right quick. The colonel called me in there and said, I'll make you the operations officer. He said, I'm going to tell you why. When you come in that club, all them kids follow you around. They respect you. And they always talking about what you're doing. Because when they had a mission, that's a complicated thing that I was doing. I was a spy.